Welcome to What Would Rachel Do? So this is where I take somebody's Canva design they have generously donated to my project, and then I say how I would change it if I was going to create the same design. So there is no judgment here. We are not criticizing people's posts. It is just looking at things with different eyes and to show how different people can approach things differently. So absolutely no judgment. So today's design is from Helen Chidgey, and she is a tropic ambassador. So if you need any skincare, if you want to know skincare tips, then definitely get in touch with Helen because she's amazing at what she does and she knows everything about everything. So definitely worth being in touch with her. So this is her design. So it's an Instagram post, as you can see, it's here. She's obviously copied it from so this is my copy of her design. So it's an Instagram post. So we've set it up for Instagram. So the first thing I will say is that I have got two copies of this. So I will keep Helen's original, and then this is the one that I will change. So on Instagram, the very edges of things are not particularly visible sometimes. So depending on what format your grid takes, you might lose some of this information. So the first thing I would do is bring this text in just so that it's not right on the edge. I think it's okay to lose the bottom of the photo and probably okay to lose the top of that photo, and the edges don't really matter on this. But I would just bring that text in, and then we'll bring that into alignment as well. So the background is absolutely fine. It's obviously tropical, it's green. So tropic skincare is very natural. It's very, um, I want to say earthy, but that makes it sound like it's dirty and it's not. It's very natural. Let's leave it as natural. So what I would do is just make that background a little bit more transparent. So we're just going to click onto it and use the transparency button just to dial it down a little bit. And then because we've got white text, we have just lost that a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just move this over to the side for a second. And we're going to use one of our magic squares. So these squares are so useful. So we're just going to pop that in there. And of course, we're going to change it to green. Definitely going to make it green. And we're just going to dial down the transparency a little bit. And then we'll put our text back in. And then we can just resize this so that it's nice and centered. And then I think we are just going to duplicate that because we're going to have another one for the bit about the opportunity. Da, da, da. So bring that forward. And I actually think that one might disappear off the side like that. Okay. So I think that the opportunity calls are actually web-based. They're like Zoom conferences or something. So if we just have a look for a Zoom graphic. So let's just add in the little camera so that we know it's an online opportunity. Just pop that there. Okay. And obviously, if this was mine, then I would have what date that is happening because we need to know the dates. I think that these photos now are a little bit lost. So what I'm going to do is create another square. So this square is, honestly, it's so useful. So we're going to just bring it in. And what we're going to do is drag it all the way down. Going to make it into that green again. And then we're just going to reposition it so it is behind the pictures. So now they're starting to tie all of those pictures together. So if we have a look at it, I still think that there is something a little bit, the pictures are missing something, which I think is a border. So I'm going to look for a square border. So I'm using the pro version of Canva for this. But other than the actual elements, all of this can be done in the free version as well. So there we go. So now if we have a look, see that I think that stands out a little bit better. I think I would be inclined to use the tropic logo in there instead of the word tropic because they've got this, I mean, their logo is this text tropic, um, but I think that's quite distinctive. So I would be inclined to use that in there if I had the logo. And then I think I would also just add some leaves just to add in this natural feeling to this. So maybe these leaves, and we just flip those that way. Yes, I like that. I like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same on this one. Let's have a look, see if it works on this one as well. Yeah, I think that works actually. So there you go. So that's what Rachel would do. She would change it from this to this. Exactly the same messaging, just displayed slightly differently. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you would do.